I was just asking you regarding the Arctic Circle. Donald Trump wanted to take over Greenland and definitely call Canada its next state. But all of that commentary comes back to the economy and how people have moved away from the Bab el Mandeb, the Strait of Hormuz. It is taking a different horizon in terms of trade. We see that there is a route through the North Pole which is not really used, especially because of the ice issue that we have every winter. But that is definitely going to be a game changer if it can be carried out. Of course, that is according to Al Jazeera, according from the news reported by Al Jazeera, this kind of commentary is coming regarding China. And of course, in another question, the Mecca Defense Pact and its effect on our neighboring countries, regional tensions, once again very high. I want to ask you, sir, how you feel that the world is changing. We are looking at a 2D map, but a 3D map would definitely explain how quick and easy trading routes can change. How you feel about it?
This China, whatever is going on in the world right at this moment, everybody is seeing that yes, America is concentrating on Iran, Iran is concentrating on Israel or USA. There are so many other Muslim countries in the Gulf region. They are behaving in a different pattern. But actually, who is going to be impacted out of all this? As I was telling earlier,
sure.
the gravity of the problem or the strategical impetus is being shifted towards South China Sea, Malacca Strait and Bay of Bengal region. Gradually is shifting towards Pacific. China is the only energy dependent country in the world. Now, you see China doesn't get that much of oil from Iran or even from the other Gulf countries because of a Strait of Hormuz problem, the Bab el Mandeb problem.
Right.
So, they are not getting adequate oil. So, now they are getting some oil from Russia. Okay.
Most of it sanctioned oil.
Sanctioned oil. So, there is a problem that there is a bill passed in the American Senate that if someone buys some oil from Russia, that country will be sanctioned and they are going to sanction India and China. So, 100% tariff. So, China is in dire problem. Now, China wanted to open some routes. They thought it earlier also.
Right.
They tried to open some route through Pakistan from Karakoram highway to Gwadar to Arabian Sea.
Right.
That didn't work. Still it doesn't work. That whole route is under security threat. And Pakistan army had to fight. And China doesn't come there to help Pakistan in that fighting. Now they are proposing Bangladesh for Bangladesh-China-Myanmar route. Because of what? Because they want to avoid Malacca Strait.
Right.
From China, from Kunming, their aim is to come to Bay of Bengal, from Kunming to Bay of Bengal directly through Myanmar. That's why they're proposing Bangladesh. But whole of this route from Arakan, from Mandalay to Kunming are infested with the insurgents.
Correct.
So there are big problems. China is not actually achieving anything. Everybody is thinking or trying to say China is going to be #1 economy, this and that, but they don't think that who is in the problem right now. It is China. They are being contained all through. Though America doesn't consider China as rival, they are considering China as competitor. And then why they are doing it? To keep China in check, so that it doesn't become another Soviet Union. That is the aim. Now you are telling that China, or we know that China is trying to open a new route through Arctic. Do you think this is viable? First is weather.
Definitely.
Second is the logistical problems and the distance and so many things. So this is not going to be that viable. This can be used during for emergencies only. So their only route is through Malacca. Now Malacca Strait, through Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea, Suez Canal. These are the simple route. So China is in problem right at this moment. That you cannot just say out of hypes or out of some sort of ego that yes, China is taking the stage, world stage. It is not. America is playing their games in other parts. This what I think, that this Middle Eastern thing is a shadow game. It is the main aim is to curtail the fuel supply to China and some other countries. and make all them dependent on USA. As I told you in the last show, that USA is the largest refined oil producer right at this moment. Japan has already started taking refined oil from USA. So, what China will do? Now come to this other business issues or economic issues or their their export and imports through Malacca. Yes, China now has to realign its policies with USA. Otherwise, they will be in problem. They don't have their own mineral resources. You may say solar. Solar doesn't allow you to go for war or run your fighter aircrafts or aircraft carrier or your warships or tanks or even the heavy industries. So what? With solars you can run your houses, some small industries like that. You go for electric vehicles, you cannot just within 1 year, 2 year or even 5 years you cannot have 100% electric vehicles. Even if you have electric vehicles, you have to have energy.
Right.
Where from you are going to have your energy?
To create that energy.
So every country like Russia has their own energy, the USA has the energy, China doesn't have energy. So China has to come to some understanding with USA. This Arctic route, yes, they will be trying. They will be trying. But this is not viable. So now about this another thing. This I just lost track. What was the another issue?
The defense pact, the Mecca defense pact that I
Oh, the Mecca defense pact. Oh, what an interesting thing. I just read out the statement of Mr. Trump. Trump hails the Mecca defense pact between Turkey, Pakistan and Saudi Arabia as a landmark step. Look at it. This is the report of TRT. No, I am not telling it. I am not going to the details. Now I can read out one important say statement or a post by a veteran Indian general who is one of the decision makers in the defense fields and others. He used to write in my journal too, Major General Gagandeep Bakshi. Just 5 days ago, he gave a post. I am just reading it out. The Sunni NATO of Turkey, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia is forming the Middle East. This is a serious threat to India. Saudi Arabia has the finances, Turkey has largest army in NATO and drones. Pak is the only Islamic nuclear power. In Operation Sindoor, Turkey had given at least 1,000 drones to Pakistan and also its operators. Pakistan and Turkey will do very little to help Saudis against Iran or Houthis. However, it will certainly try and jump in against India and Israel. Saudi Arabia has US fighters and other weapons which it could hand over to Pakistani pilots to fly in war. We can take this Sunni NATO lightly. Iran gives us cheap energy, mind it, and a land bridge to Central Asia and Afghanistan. It had given us the strategic Chabahar port. The greatest fault line in Islam is the Shia-Sunni fault line. Since our primary enemy is Pakistan, we have all the more reason to improve our ties with Iran. Israel should also realize the danger this Sunni alliance poses to it. I have always been surprised that Israel has no problems with the actual Pakistani nuclear weapons, but considers the very possibility of these weapons with Iran as such a dire threat. Israel had upset the entire third world by aligning with America to attack Iran, a third world country. Now its own relations with Donald Trump are down the tube. Israel should be mindful of India's interest in the region. This present war needs to end at the fastest possible. So you see what India is thinking. I am not talking about that Pakistan, Turkey or Saudi alliance.
Right.
India is inviting Iran to be their friend again because Iran used to supply the cheapest energy to India. Okay. And they are asking Iran to be their part. Now why, now you see why India has all on a sudden become so say impatient or busy to get our Prime Minister there in Delhi.
Right.
To engage Bangladesh all on a sudden. Have you ever seen during last 55 years of our after 1971, that any time India was very reluctant or they used to follow the normal diplomacy. Okay, this is a common issue, bilateral issues. Bangladeshi Prime Minister goes to India, Indian Prime Minister comes to Bangladesh. This is a common issue. But this time they are jumping. Oh, their High Commissioner is busy here, running here and there. Their foreign ministry is doing so many things. Their Prime Minister is also talking about. So why they are so anxious and so you can say so eager to take our Prime Minister in India, because they sense that Bangladesh may be forced in one day to join this military alliance. So they want Bangladesh out of it. They don't want us to join hands with this alliance.
Right.
So, so they want to allure us, and that's why they are busy with this. This is the crux of this diplomacy what they are following now, and Bangladesh should be watchful, I think.